I was lost on my first playthrough as the heat mechanic, but I noticed it's all based upon coal. It's literally just coal production now. Feels like a watered down management of the cold, though. Why is that? Because you don't have heaters that you flick on and off for -1 heat at like double coal spending and shit like that? Because there's less micro? That's not a loaded question. That's like, I'm asking. Because there's that kind of micro missing? Wait, what do you mean, Imperial? For DD2? Wait, what? We're talking about two different things. Yeah, that's another thing, Vanished Ash, that Phalanx mentioned. If you, like, on Steam, if you play a game for less than 2 hours, you can refund it. So you can always buy it, look at the reviews, play for a little bit, and if you're like, nah, I'm not feeling it, then refund, right? For Darkest Dungeon, Imperium. Well, I was saying, like, once the game launches, or new. Let's do another playthrough, now that we're more cognizant of what's going on and what isn't. And like I said, for me, I'm going to be waking up, like, tomorrow. Like, once I'm done streaming today, later tonight, I'm going to be thinking about this tonight, waking up tomorrow, sleeping on it. I'm just that kind of person. It's hard for me to, like, digest everything that I like and didn't like in the moment. And some stuff I'll say now, tomorrow I'll be like, you know what, that was actually not so bad. Or, you know, or like, oh, you know what, I kind of miss this about the game, and I wish it would change that, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, I would say, I don't know where this, there is definitely a larger flow away from micro in the game, such as the heat map I was just talking with Valentia about, or managing your population where they go, things like that, and you know, masterfully timing those things around temp drops that are incoming, etc. And a much bigger focus so far on, like, politics in the game, research to a certain extent, passing laws, managing your citizens and factions and that kind of stuff. For sure. Well, I mean, my judgment's off me playing too, right? What you see is what I see right now. I'm tempted to refund. Chat, just refund then, man. There's like, listen, if you guys bought and you don't enjoy the beta, just refund it. Refund it, and it's not like you're not able to purchase it later once more of the game is seen, talked about, maybe some changes are put forth that you're like, oh, I'm glad that they're doing that, right? It's not like you refunding now is going to be like, oh, well, I can never buy the game again now, right? Just the reality. It's really good after 3 hours. I enjoyed it. I definitely, it's just, like, different, man. It's so, like, I don't know if I like it more than one or two, more than one, and I think I'm going to know if I like it more than one until I play the full game. Because one of the biggest things in one was doing the campaign and the stresses that come with the campaign. It wasn't the sandbox mode, and we don't even have campaign available now, so I have no idea, dude. I have no idea. Yeah, see, like, I personally don't think that's coming back, Red Gunner. Because that's not like a balance change that they need to make in the game. Like, oh, cold is too hard to get or something, or heat stamps are too hard to get. And they're like, oh, noted, we'll work on that generation. That's like I want you to literally rewrite how the game works. I don't think they're going to do that, right? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Because I enjoy that stuff too. I enjoy, like, microing in games, but yeah. Is there a different? No, that's all that's available, unfortunately. We're stuck with this one for the next 3 days until we play. Well, I mean, tomorrow's gonna be a shorter day. And we'll probably do some Stardew on Wednesday. But no, it's just one map. One map, 3 difficulties. You can't do extreme difficulty. And only one of the factions. Like, it's honestly quite limited in scope. Hello, Stricken. You never know what comes out in DLCs. Yep, very true. Very true. Yeah, man. It's just a bit different. I don't know. Let's play again. Let's play again and see. Now that we have a better grasp of we've done like the tutorial part. Let's see what's cool and what isn't. I mean, what was on our agenda anyways, for what it's worth, again, reminder, is that I wanted to do like a giga difficult playthrough of Frostpunk at some point anyways, before the second one comes out. So I'm even more so looking forward to that when we end up doing it. After doing this, so we have like a fresh comparison of what the two games are like next to each other a little more, if that makes sense. Some of the reviews, I didn't buy it and I want to review. I hope the game, I do hope, I mean, I guess we'll see, right? I hope the game doesn't flop because I do think it's very good. But you guys know what it's like when things pick up steam once like a negative sense is in the air. The people that don't like things usually yell the loudest. Like I by no means think this is a bad game right now. Just to put that out there. Like, this is not a bad game. It's fun. It feels pretty damn polished, etc., etc. For, you know, this like mini little beta slice. But yeah, I think if you have a very heavy bias towards the first one, this one will be a little tougher to chew in some areas for sure. Manor Lords is the real contender this month for me now. I see we played Manor Lords on Friday. It was a lot of fun, but Manor Lords like really lacked depth, man. I was getting pretty bored with it after 4 or 5 hours. I think it had a lot of fantastic things. It looked great. Aesthetically, it was on point. But there was just like kind of nothing to do after 4 or 5 hours on like the hardest difficulty. Oh, I love DD2 as well, though. I'm excited for that new mode, Imperio. It made me want to go play more of it now, because I never even finished it. What I like is that the city was about to evict Sloot. Manor Lords is EA. Yeah, but I've already given those disclaimers that I think it's a fantastic skeleton for the game, and I can't wait to see what, you know, where they go with it. And I'm not saying don't buy the product or anything, but the reality is that I was like, okay, this is fun. You know, now this game needs to cook for a while. Like, that's it. No, Manor Lords, not DD2. You tried Last Epoch? Yeah, I played a ton of Last Epoch. What did they do in the latest patch? Yeah, I mean, we'll check it out some more. I'm not like... Manor Lords wasn't like, oh, I hate this, I'm never playing again. It was just, like I said, I mean, we played it for like an entire stream straight. And it was just a lot of waiting after that point, and combat was very minimal. There was just nothing to do. We'd stabilized our colonies, and I was like, okay, well, that's cool. Oh, you're talking about DD2. What did they patch last week? I haven't played DD2 since like launch. I've been itching to get back to it as well. All right, let's start another one. We'll start another one, chat. We can talk during it. We can talk and observe during it, and get a little better economy. Society, Frostland, weather, economy. All right. He says, always in Path Revision dog classes, some balance. Nodders. I haven't played since they even released those like 2 new classes. Like literally since release, so. Yeah, the aesthetic in this game is definitely very on point. For sure. RimWorld time. Didn't they have a new DLC too? Yeah, I wish they'd have capped this a little higher, over 300. It's hard to like really get in the guts of the game a bit, of what they even allow you to get into. Like, I feel like there was just so many things in the tech tree I wanted to explore and like see how things worked. can't see it. Well, it's not even about seeing everything. I feel like I couldn't see most things, period. I'm okay with, like, you can't just, like, I don't know, play for... I mean, why not, though? Why the fuck not play forever? I don't know. Let us see the shit, right? Made you guys pay, what, $90 for the... Like, I think, considering how much of the game they kind of cut out, like, in terms of not allowing you to see it because it's beta, I don't think it would have been the end of the world to just leave you with one map that if you want to play till fucking week 4,000, you can play till week 4,000. I don't really understand why that's like a weird restriction, I guess, now that I think about it. Avoid the... I still haven't played RimWorld. I still have to buy it at some point when it's on sale, which I think it is now, but... Hi, Mr. Cat. What's up? Now you got better... Maybe 300 will be a bit better. Yeah, well, yeah, we have a little bit of better idea of what's going on for sure. Yeah, part of his decision options aren't fully done past the 300 week mark. It's possible. It's possible. Hello, Mr. Cat. All right, you good, buddy? You gotta let me. I'll move the keyboard and give you space if you move. I know what he wants. He's not here for cuddles. I mean, he's here for cuddles. He's here for drugs too. She wants drugs. I mean, I'm down to do RimWorld. Not right now, though. But, like, I don't know when we're going to have time. But RimWorld's been something I've been interested in because you guys keep saying it's great. I never played the first Run 2 DLC. I loved Run 2, though. I think it was fantastic. It's hard to do the outside world stuff in 300, 500. Yeah, 600 would have been a bit of a better spot. Maybe they'll increase it. I mean, they could always put out a beta build patch, right? To just increase it to 600. There's a mod for RimWorld called Rim Job World. What's a Rim Job? What is that? All right. It begins yet again. So I think mistakes made last time for sure was letting a lot of people die. Like, we didn't focus on materials enough. That was a big problem. A big problem early on, Mr. Cat. What, the first DLC? Imperial? I will say, just my general consumer brain, I am a little less excited about Frostpunk 2 than I was before playing this beta. I'll just be dead honest. But I'm still very excited for it. I didn't expect them to change things so much, if that makes sense. But there's also so much of the game I haven't seen that it makes me more curious now with the major things they've changed, how, like, what's going on, you know, like how does a full game look now? The MMO Paradise, the less you know about the game, the more excited you are. I mean, like, in some way, like, there hasn't been a feature that has particularly turned me off, though, don't get me wrong. There's nothing like, oh god, you know, no microing of buildings, I'm out of here. I personally like microing, so I guess for me, maybe that's a small negative, but it wasn't like a deal breaker or anything. I find I'm getting a little too spammed with, like, some kind of faction anger stuff happens. I feel like every, like, 30 seconds I have to stop gameplay because someone's pissed, and I have to, like, read about what's wrong with them. So it kind of interrupts the flow of gameplay just a little bit. Perhaps that will also, to be fair, happen less as, you know, you get better at the game and you don't fucking piss people off all the time. True, Imperial, true. I'm enjoying that people are posting their impressions of the first 30 minutes of gameplay. Welcome to YouTube, brother. All right, Mr. Cat, you lie down. You chill out. Wait, no, I need access to the keyboard. Guess we're just going to have to click the time lapse. All righty. We need this stuff. Well, it's got coal, obviously, going first. Alright. There's a lot of that built. True, brother. What's up, man? How you feeling? You have finished reinstalled Elden Ring? You mean reinstalling? So 1,000. Needed to build housing, right? Oh, I know this connects here to the food. Okay, I'm playing with like a cat invading my desk right now, so you guys will have to bear with me for a sec here. So we'll build 2 housing areas. I'm already enjoying that my brain is a little more adjusted to the game now, and like I know what to build. This feels a bit better in terms of min-maxing builder. I played a lot, like some of you guys, I've played a lot of builders. I really like builders, so I feel like I was very distracted by learning and tooltips to like really understand what the fuck was going on in the first playthrough. So we'll see if this one's a bit better in that sense. Which definitely gives me that Frostpunk vibe, right? Of 1. Because if you play on 1, especially in, I mean, any of the difficulties are pretty tough, but if you play in the harder difficulties in 1, it was really easy to get overwhelmed. And then when you go the second time, you're like, that's what I did wrong. I didn't, you know, fucking mine coal early enough, etc. You ever played Dyson Sphere? No. Yeah, Satisfactory is alright, man. It honestly didn't scratch the itch the way everyone thought it would for me. I want to try Factorio because the issues I had with Satisfactory, people said that in Factorio they aren't a thing. So we need an extraction district here. Okay. And decided we needed an industrial district to output goods. Alright. Is this minus 50 per tick? What are we at? We have 370 credits left. Hold up. It's not enough housing though, is it? We need 3 rounds of housing. Oh, we need food as well though. Food district. Let me share heat here. Good. I'll save a bit. Okay, we don't need to read all this, obviously. We don't need to be bogged down this time by, unless we need to reference something, but we kind of know what's going on. Can I have some turkey? Is there somewhere you can watch the Satisfactory VODs? They only did one stream of it. In general, exclamation mark, if you exclamation mark socials, we have 2 different YouTubes. One of them is like episodic VODs that Alentia edits and like they're all nicely done and stuff. That you just kind of throw on when you're cooking in the kitchen or whatever. Satisfactory's not on there yet, but it's, I have the VOD of it. Did we do it during the streamathon? If we did it during the stream, if we did it after I started streaming on YouTube, then all the VODs are on YouTube. If not, you're going to have to wait until we put it on that YouTube. Cool. All right, so I think we got... Yeah, well, my beef with Satisfactory was the concept and gameplay loop of that kind of game is very addictive to me. I personally don't think the FPS in the game did anything for the game, like the first person. And I didn't like the fact, again, kind of one of the complaints I had with a bit with this game and some other builders we've done recently. I appreciate, especially when the game is about like mass automation and building, I appreciated a lot more like the opportunity to see a much better overview of like your inputs, your outputs, et cetera, et cetera. And that game like didn't really offer that. Even when I asked people who are experienced with the game, they're like, yeah, you don't really get that kind of thing in this game. If you want that, you go play Factorio, which is why I said like it seems like Factorio might have some things that I enjoy more. Oh, good. My 6 terabytes of data. I'm almost done transferring. Is before YouTube stream is a thing, so it'll be a while before it goes up on episode form. Yeah. I'd be willing to give it another shot, man. Maybe one stream wasn't enough of it, but yeah. Yeah. Hello, my son. Okay, I think we're we do a third housing district? It's getting a little close here for squalor, though. But we could overlay it here, right? We can go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Selling that. And then we have a food, housing, extraction, 2 extractions, and an industrial. Oh no, shit, we haven't built our coal. Okay, we can't spend anymore. That's it. That's it. That's enough for now. Let's try to give this a proper gameplay go this time. Oi, booger. There's a pawn in DD2 named M. Bison. Every time I saw him, I thought of you. Okay. Care to know about it? Yeah, heat stamps are just like super unmet demand for goods. I feel like it's so important actually that we need to kind of chisel early. First, let's get our second extraction going here. We have 66 left. I kind of want to go here now. And get those other ones too. We need to expand this. I'm going to try to focus more on the goods thing, because that was like really painful. Is that the macro at least interesting? I mean, it's like, okay. So what we just did was like, to give you a sense of the micro macro thing, okay? In the first game, you would build a coal mine, right? In a mining area. And then you would click on it and you would send up to 10 workers there. Right? You would build like a soup kitchen or whatever the fuck it was. And you would send 5 workers there. Here you just build an industrial sector. That's it. You don't send workers there. Part of the requirement of that sector working, district it's called, is having enough workers, which is like a resource now basically, to go there. If they don't, you cannot, it just will not work, straight up. So there's no option of being like, okay, well let's get like 6 out of 10 people there. We'll still get some coal, but we need to flex elsewhere. It's just like all or none. Like it's either going or not. Am I a Frostpunk gamer? I played the shit out of the first game, yeah. So like that kind of macro is gone. Is the macro interesting? I've been enjoying it. Like I said, man, the game is good. I'm enjoying it a lot. I just think if you are a purist of the first game, especially with the systems and stuff they moved away from, you're probably not going to like this one as much from this early limited preview we've seen. Which might be wrong of me to say in the long run anyways. I don't know. Because I just don't know how the game's going to be. Is it as hard as first game was? Yeah, this first hard mode map kicked my ass. It's hard to say, though, because it seems tough in its own. Yeah, yes, you still have the same stresses. You still have cold. You still have resource stress. You still have even harder now are like all the moral things going on and like the different factions and shit like that. So it's still definitely hard from the limited time we've seen. We haven't even seen extreme difficulty yet. Most importantly, we also haven't seen the campaign, right? So we don't know how hard it's going to be in the campaign. This is basically like a sandbox mode that's available for this beta preview. But you are probably going to fail in this game, just like you did the first one, and then you go like, oh, that's what we did wrong. Like already, like this is our second map playthrough, and on the first one already, I was like, oh wow, we really fucked up by, you know, not doing this, etc., etc. So we need Research Institute. Once again means we need heat stamps. We need the demand of goods to go up. Bro, this is so hard. The demand of goods stuff, dude. Do you still have limited children to send to the mines? No. That is gone. Like, unironically, that is just not a thing anymore. 50 heat stamps. All right. Research Institute's 100. I literally just need to pass time to get this. Oh, right, we need to expand this. Wait, we have nowhere to expand this. It's not very good. I'll expand this one. Yeah, this metal one's going to be a problem. So we have nowhere to expand this one. I did not build it very well. This one we can, though. Wait, can we not? We're going to have to go in that direction soon enough. Chisel along to it. Alright. Now, can we expand it? Oh, no, the heat stamps. We need to build the thing anyways first, the Research Institute, which requires 100. Yeah, we played Manor Lords on... That should be going up on the YouTube soon, in like the next day or two. We played it on Friday. I want to play some more of it, but we got to a point where it got a little stagnant. And again, before Cantiger's all fucking up at arms, it doesn't mean the game's bad. Like, it's an indie dev, blah, 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 blah. Like, it was fantastic. It was a great skeleton to build, but like, I mean, as a person playing a video game, like, I don't know what to tell you, right? At a certain point as a consumer, you don't give a fuck that it's one guy working on it. Like, you want to play and enjoy, right? But it was early access of early access, so it just got a little stale in that we just reached a point where like nothing was happening. All you did was just slowly expand and build. It was kind of like, okay, well, we've seen the gameplay loop now. There's not really much else to do. You know what I mean? And when we played on the hardest difficulty and all that, and like the RTS combat elements were very light. It was like 95% city builder, 5% like RTS stuff, which is one of the things that probably just needs to be worked on in terms of AI and like frequency of attacks and blah blah blah. There are some individual structures that act as like buffs between districts. African. So, like, you have these hubs, and apparently there's a bunch of them. We've only seen one so far. So, like, this, if I put it between, will give, like, a synergy buff between these two, etc. But no, you don't. You no longer build a coal mine or a soup kitchen or whatever the hell it was. I forgot what it was called in the first game. You no longer, like, and also within, well, okay, I guess what I'm saying is technically not fully true. You build a district, and within the district there are empty building slots, so you still build individual buildings. But for instance, to build, like, I forgot what the research tower in the first game was called. That you just kind of built individually wherever you wanted, where you put the engineers. This one you need to put it inside of a housing district, which is what I'm about to do. So you construct buildings inside of districts for the most part. There are some standalone buildings, aka these hubs, like I said, that can like synergize districts. But like this research institute, similar to the first game, right, goes inside of a district. That makes sense. Mr. K getting restless because you want your dinner soon. Different ideas, community, small crowd gathers outside the new research institute arguing how to exploit. Okay, this was the same intro as last time. Show me our options. So this is the tech tree. Okay, I need to deal with the coal mines first. Which one did we do last time? Well, the nerds, right? The material demand kind of made that a little rough last time, though. And squalor. Count, do knock over. Yes, indeed, Orny. Yes, indeed. I don't know. We are much more aggressive with our material demand this time. So maybe it'll be okay. Yeah, let's go with the nerds again. Oh, fuck. We need heat stamps. We do need the heat stamps.